Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, November 1st. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Glad you could join us tonight. We begin with the latest on a housing complex controversy. A state lawmaker asked the Maryland Attorney General to investigate whether mismanagement or theft may have played a role in the financial failure of Lynn Hill condos in Temple Hills. According to WUSA News, Senator Anthony Muse made those comments as Washington Gas was restoring service to the complex yesterday. PEPCO turned the power back on Friday after the Public Service Commission ordered utilities restored. Last Tuesday, electricity and gas were cut off because the complex owes more than $1 million in late fees. That left dozens of families with no utilities and only 3 days to move out.
There were about 77 families, 100 people more or less. How many are we talking about still need help here?
That number continues to change every day as we help folks get where they need to be. So we're actively working with about 30 families right now.
And the rest of them have found places at this point?
The rest of them have either stabilized or relocated on their own and have not requested assistance from us.
Now, tenants are furious at how the crisis unfolded.
We're in limbo because what had happened Thursday, we went before Judge Leo Green, and that's when we had no power, no electric, no anything. And Judge Green said that you could stay till this Friday coming, but be advised that the county is not responsible for anything that happens with no utilities. Subsequently, as you know what happened, Public Service Commission went hard on the power company and the gas company and said, what the heck are you guys doing? You didn't give these people 14-day notice. Gas company gave us 0-day notice. The electric company only gave us 3. So they're probably in court right now explaining themselves why they did what they did.
Now, Prince George's officials plan to lift a condemnation order on the complex once utilities are fully restored and inspections are completed. Meantime, WSSC tells CTV News that water has not been turned off at the complex, but the association is also behind in payments by nearly $200,000.
Police have made an arrest in a double murder over the weekend. 14-year-old Todd Webb Jr. and 18-year-old Brian Davis were fatally shot in the parking lot of the Regency Lane apartment complex in Capitol Heights on Sunday. Today, authorities say 22-year-old Bravon Freeman is the person who allegedly shot Webb. He's in custody, but Freeman wasn't the only gunman.
Investigation, it was discovered that dice game was being played in front of 6862 Walker Mill Road. During the course of that game, unknown individuals shot into the crowd of individuals playing dice. A short time later, we've discovered that Mr. Freeman shot Mr. Webb and then began to assault Mr. Webb after shooting him. We believe Freeman was part of the game being played. The initial shots were fired, everybody kind of dispersed, and then a couple minutes later, the second shooting occurred in which Mr. Freeman shot Mr. Webb.
Webb was a freshman at Suitland High. Grief counselors were at the school today to help students cope with their loss. It was definitely a scary start to the morning after a commuter and school bus collision leaves 6 people dead in Baltimore. The accident, which you can see right there exactly how bad it was, happened around 7 a.m. when a school bus traveling east on Frederick Avenue hit a Mustang and then struck a pillar. It continued into oncoming traffic and collided with an MTA commuter bus. The driver of the school bus was killed. There were no students on board at the time. 5 passengers on the MTA bus also died. The crash remains under investigation.
Well, with 3 days left to vote early in November's general election, Maryland shatters past records with more than 500,000 ballots cast in the last 5 days. According to the Baltimore Sun, the state recorded about 430,000 in 2012. At the Suitland Community Center in Forestville, election judges say turnout has been high.
It's been steady, it's constant. So, I mean, everything is really, and the system is working. It's a smooth system. It's easy for the voters to come in, and the turnout has been nice. It's really not a break. It's consistent. It's constant. A lot of times you have pauses and breaks, but now it's always someone walking in on a constant basis, and there's always something to do with one of the voters.
And this year, early voting will last 8 days, and there are 20 more polling places than 4 years ago. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas.